How is everybody doing out there? So, one of the things that I've been asked a lot, and actually by a couple of people at my most recent high school reunion. So, I just had my 30-year high school reunion and met with a couple. Of course, I'm visiting and stuff, and a few of them had remarked on my videos that I do and my business. So, they were saying they struggle with eyeshadow, and specifically the hooded eye. And so, lucky for them, I also have a hooded eye. And I promised them that I would come on and talk specifically about how to address a hooded eye or an aging eye, because hooding can happen as we age. So right now I have one eye done completely the wrong way to not it only emphasizes the hooding of my eye. So I want to talk about what a hooded eye is first, and then I'm going to show you a couple of techniques to do with your brow, and hi Tracy, and a hooded eye. So first of all, again, this eye is done incorrectly in that it actually emphasizes the hood of my eye. It doesn't minimize the hood of my eye. So a hooded eye basically is an eye that has very little lid space. So when you open your eyes, you can hardly see your lids. And this part of it's like the hood of your eye, actually the skin touches your lid. This, you can be born with this. It's not a thing. It's just an eye shape. It's an eye shape. Embrace it, love it. It's your eye shape, and I want you and all of you to love the features that you have and just learn how that you can enhance them or not enhance them, right? So basically, as we age as well, this is naturally going to start to hang down over time. Some people get it so much so that it starts to block their eyesight, and medical insurance actually will pay for you to have an eye lift. I'm like, please, 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 please. I get worse. All joking aside. So it is a real thing, and it is a bit of a challenge to do eye makeup, or it can be for those of us that have the hooded eye. So I'm going to give you a few of my best tips on how to address that. Because if I walked around with my eye makeup like this every day, you would completely know that I had a hooded eye, and you would not think that I have any business giving any makeup advice. So I've not done this eye yet because I'm going to show you just a couple of simple things that you can do. So hopefully this video won't be that long, but if it is, it's because I'm going to go into a little more of a tutorial. So first I want to talk about some of the things that I've done wrong on this side. I don't have very much of an arch in my brow. So this would be me really focusing on the lower part of my brow and not really lifting my eye up. So it doesn't have an arch, so a lot of us, we can draw that arch in. Another thing is I've put shadow. I used a matte shadow, which was fine, an eyeshadow base, which is critically important for a hooded eye, but I just used one color, matte color, on my lid. And why that's a problem is because darker sets things back, so it's pushing back my eyelid, and I've used just a light color on the brow bone, so that is going to make the brow bone enhanced and pull forward, which I'm emphasizing the wrong things. So this is what you want to do. Make sure you have a really great eyeshadow base, because your hood of your eye is going to hang down on your lid, and you don't want any transfer. So I happen to use Lime Life Balcones number 0 concealer. It works really great. If you have an eyeshadow primer or an eyeshadow base at home, use that for sure. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an eyeshadow brush, or an eyeliner brush, brow brush, get it wet, and I'm actually going to use a powder to draw on my brows. You don't have to use a powder. I think that it's much easier, so I'm going to draw my brows on as quickly as possible. It actually takes me the longest to do my brows, but I'm going to draw more of an arch into my brow and not emphasize on this lower part. So for me, let me get my mirror situated. I apologize. I have a mirror situation going on at the moment, all of a sudden. Okay, so I'm actually going to start here at the tippy part of where my brow ends, or you could start at the top as well. And I'm just going to draw a line up to the highest point of where I see hair, a little too far. So basically I'm drawing a line up to the tippy-most part where there's a hair sticking out of my forehead, and I know that's where my brow arch naturally is. Even if it's a blonde hair or whatever, that's where you want to draw your arch to, okay? You're drawing that up. And then you're going to go from the arch and you're gonna come down, okay? We've done that so far. Looks funny, I know. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're going to come right to about, I'm gonna go right here. So my brows are gonna start, line this up with the corner of my nose, the inside of my eye. My brows need to start about right here. Okay, that's where my brows should start. So I'm gonna come about right here, not quite all the way, and I'm gonna basically draw a line to meet that point in my brow. Okay, so here we go. And now basically I'm just gonna fill in with upward strokes. You can brush the hair up, but as soon as I fill my brow in, I'll show you really quickly and easily how I'm going to make my eyes stand out, give myself a natural eye lift, and don't worry if my brows look crazy. We can clean them up very, very easily. So getting them on in the right way. So basically, again, I started from here, hi Damien, and I went up to the highest point and then down. Then I drew a straight line and started filling in, okay? Let me fill those in just a little more. And then I'm going to take some concealer and do some cleanup. And then I use the least amount here on the inside so that it looks a little more natural. Okay, so you can already see that I have more of a point, but those are a little too thick. It's because my mirror, I'm kind of doing this blind. I have a mirror situation going on. So I'm just going to take some concealer and clean up right along the bottom to thin the brows out. And I'm doing it from the bottom because I want the least amount of brow color down below here. And then I can come at the top and go. And now for hooded eyes, oftentimes it looks best if your brow gets thicker here and then gets thinner along here. So I can clean this up and make them as thin as I want. But we want the arch, okay? Okay, let me give it a little tiny more on the inner side here. Hopefully my lighting's okay and you guys can see. It's kind of a gray day outside. Okay, so how are we doing so far? Kind of see the difference? Now I've done these a little thicker. I like that though, but this is already lifting my eye up. If I would have traced and gone with the exact, if I would have started down below and just followed the natural curve of where the most of my hair lies along my brow, I would not have very much of an arch. You want an arch. And again, I just really drew this puppy on thick today, but that's okay. We're live. Big difference, yeah. And again, you don't have to go as thick as I do, but the whole goal is we're trying to lift our eye up and open. Okay, so here's the next part. This is the most important part for you all. If you're gonna wear one color, two colors, it really doesn't matter, but what you need to do is you need to take kind of a little bit of a fluffier brush. So this is brush number 10 with Lime Life, or if you have something like this, that'll do too. And this is what we want to do. I'm going to use the same colors, okay? So it looks good. Yeah, thank you. So you're going to take this fluffy brush, and I'm using color number 40. It's exactly the same color I used on my brow, and that's what I have on my lid. I believe that is anyways. And we're going to do get a little on the tip of this. And now I'm going to, when I apply this, we're going to apply this sort of in the crease, but really above my crease. And I want to be able to see it. So this is like my transition color. So I'm starting in the corner, and you want to look, and I'm applying it in backwards and forwards motions like a windshield wiper, and I want to be able to see it. Okay, so the whole idea is I'm not really going in my crease. I am putting it on that brow bone, and I'm going back and forth and back and forth. I'm not going all the way up to underneath my brow, but I'm going up pretty high. Okay, and I'm going back and forth and back and forth. Sorry if I'm not looking directly at you. I keep trying to look in my mirror. So I want you to notice the difference in my eyes. The only difference is right now, well, this has liner on also and mascara. But right now, this is what's going on, okay? So I didn't do anything dramatic and crazy. This is one matte, medium transition color that I have brought on to my brow bone and not in my crease. All right, matte is very important in this area if you have hooded eyes or if you have aging eyes. I actually have loose skin and it starts to get a little crepey looking in here, especially if I haven't had enough water, which I haven't, while I was away in Washington. Okay, so already you can see a huge difference. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I like to put just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of Hi Trisha light color right underneath my brow to kind of trace that. So I'm going to use a white. This is number 38, or you could use a really light pink like number 41 or a peach, but I just like just a teeny bit of color. I need a smaller brush, sorry. Brushes, there they are. I put my brushes out to be organized and then I forget that I put them out to be organized. It's crazy. Okay, so this could be shimmer or matte, either one. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're putting it right there. Now what I want to do is you want to take a lighter color. It could be the same color I just used underneath my brow. It could be a peach, a yellow, just lighter than this transition color. But for me today, I'm going to take, let's see, I think I'm going to do number 41. I'm going to take, and this is my favorite brush to apply lid color, and this is brush number 7. It's wide, and it just really allows you to put color right on the lid. And I'm just going to press this in. Press. So, why am I putting a light color on my lid? Because my lid doesn't have that much space, and the goal is that I'm trying to see as much of a lightness as I can right here. So look at the difference of the two. Again, you can add a little more. You can add it, this could be a little bit of a shimmer if you don't have too much loose skin in the eye area. But I'm trying to give myself some lid space, or the illusion of lid space, okay? So now if I really, that wasn't enough and it wasn't doing it for me and I really wanted to make it look a little deeper with color, I can take a darker color, say, let's see what we'll do. I think I'm gonna use number color 32. If that's not dark enough, I'll go a little darker. We'll see. I'm not sure. I didn't have any set colors out. I just thought I'd play. So you can take a little bit of a darker color. Actually, you know what's going to be best for this? So I'm actually going to use a brush like this that's slanted, and this is brush number 9. So we'll try 32, and if that's not dark enough, we'll go to number 8. So now I'm just going to look up, and I'm going to take just a little bit of a darker color and bring it just a little bit on this outer corner, okay, and blend. Blend, blend, blend. If I want it even, you know, darker, if the hood isn't, if it's not doing it for me. And I can bring it down, like so, and see how that looks. What do we think? Kind of blend it all together so there's no lining, okay? Huge difference. Now let's talk about eyeliner, okay? So again, just to recap, here I have lid color, the brown on my lid only, and the light on this hooded area of my eye. Okay, I have eyeliner and mascara on this eye. I also did not draw my brow up to a high enough arch, and I actually focused my brow coming down on this side. So that's a really, really big difference so far. That right there is an amazing difference, okay? All right, so I'm going to do eyeliner. I like to use, this is critically important for you guys. Again, I don't care if you use my brand that I work with or if you use another brand. You need an eyeliner that you can control with a really fine point. So I either use a liquid liner that has a really nice felt tip pen that has control. Control meaning it has like a stiffer edge to it. A lot of people use a liquid liner with a really soft brush and you don't have control over it. So if you have a hooded eye, you need to have control. So my favorite is to use this brush because it is really thin. You can see how thin that is. And it's very stiff, okay? So that's important. I get it wet and I like to use powder. And we are going to use number 8, like a darker This is, oh, I didn't mean to flip you off there. Number 8, very like chocolate brown color. So I am going to take this and go exactly on the lash line, little tiny strokes. You could use a liquid liner too, again, but you need a brush or an applicator that you have control over. And it's just, I just do like little dashes. Okay, how are we doing so far? Big difference. Here I have a thicker line. I see a lot of people with hooded eyes that draw a really thick line around their eye, and they think that that draws or brings attention. Now this one might look a little more open because I have such a thick line down here, but it's gonna make my eye draw down this way. The goal is to lift our eye up that way, okay? So now I'm going to tight line. And I do this a lot for those of you that watch me, but the worst thing for you is to have visible skin along underneath there. You don't want to have that. I'm just getting a little mistake I made over there. I touched the chocolate and got it on my face. I can fix that. But I'm going to lift up, and you're going to go just along your lash line underneath so that you don't have any of that skin showing through. Okay? This is called tight lining. All right. How are we doing? Okay, so then the next thing is we're gonna line the bottom, and I'll show you kind of what we're gonna do. I'm gonna use a different brush and a lighter color. But I want you to notice on this, it's a nice line that I did, and I even kind of had the tail come out a little bit, which is really popular to do. But for a hooded eye, that just takes away your lid space, and it just, then you have this liner touching your brow bone, and that's just not the look you want to go for. This is all an illusion of what you can do with just a little bit of the right colors and the right placement. Actually, not even the right colors, the right placement. Okay, so I'm going to take a brush like this. Again, I have a lot of control over it because it's really stiff, and it's brush number 11. I'm being really sloppy with my dark colors. I'm going to take the same color that we used in our crease area and just bring a little, it's a lighter color right under along here. And I can use a darker color if I want. But I'm going to have it meet another color. Okay? So here we go. Now if I want it a little darker, you can take that same brush if you wanted to and add just a little thin line. Okay? Voila. Looks a lot more natural. Okay, and now let's apply some mascara, and I'm going to show you the thing now is that this eye has mascara on, but you can hardly tell because my eye is so dark. So doing your eye kind of this way, opening it up, and now you'll be able to see your mascara and your lashes, and that will actually help cover the look of a hood in the eye. So I'm going to take, and I'm really going to focus on fanning out. So what I do is I take the brush, go to the bottom, and kind of shimmy it and go up. Shimmy it and go up, okay? So that really helps get each lash separated and opened. Hopefully my lashes will agree with me this morning. I have, you know, your lash cycle's like 13 to 16 weeks or so, and you start growing new lashes, and they get a little unruly. Okay, so, and I didn't curl them today or anything like that with my lashes, so here we go. So now you can, it's kind of hard to see in the video, but you can see my lashes a bit, and I'm going to put them along the bottom gently, and then I'm going to come back and do my top ones again, and I kind of just take it at the lid, at the tips and at the ends, and kind of blink up. And I really try to emphasize the outer tips. And these have this has fibers built into it because I want that part to kind of cover the hood, and it just gives the illusion of longer lashes. Okay, guys. Oh, good. You're going to practice this today. Great, Tracy. Okay, you guys. So these are the same colors, all right? I've used on both eyes. I have a hooded eyelid on both eyes. I have my whole life. And so it's, if you have this, or a lot of us get this as we age, it's something natural that happens to everyone. Even if you have the most perfect open eyes right now. Unless you're going to go have surgery, you're probably going to experience this. So the key is the placement of your product and whether it's shimmer or not. And so that is what I love to help you guys do. So if you have any questions, you need help with colors or anything at all like that, let me know. You could be walking around looking like this instead of like this. Okay, so it's a huge difference for a hooded eye. All I did was use some good tools, some good product, and the right placement. That's everything. All right, you guys, if you have any questions, let me know. Have a beautiful day. Go get your eyes looking like this, not like this. Bye.